Okay, random little thing I want to do with the 1050, because I have not done anything with this in quite a long time. Something you see all the big aftermarket guys do is they machine this upper case out to be able to receive this as they would stock. It slides in, it's all drilled, and you put the little thing on there. I'm not going to do that. Because in true nature of budget builds, do what you can with what you got without spending $5,000 on a freaking motor that I'm building for no specific reason. I own a freaking TIG welder. I can do aluminum. It's an AC TIG. So I'm going to take this off. It's dirty, so I'm gonna sandblast it, get it all nice clean. I'm gonna make one of these for the triple out of two of these, and then we will drill the cases, put it on there. This will all be cleaned up, drilled out. That'll be slipped into it, and then I can weld it directly to the case. It'll work fine. I've honestly never. Okay, I've taken these off, but never for a reason where I needed to. They don't ever need to come off. It's just something they didn't have cast into the cases because it's kind of an intricate little thing. It's hard to cast into this. It's more than one piece there. So they had to find a way to fix it to this. However, I can weld that together to work for triple, 2 out of 1, like I said, and then I can weld it directly to this cases, and I won't have an issue as long as I get the end somewhat close to where it needs to be. And then you just have one of these little rubber dealios that seal it all together, just like it did stock to the coolant pump. So that's kind of my plan. See if I can make this work. Okay, if you never had one of these off of a big block, literally all it does is slide into place. It's pinched in there and it has an O-ring. I don't think I have the capability to be able to perfectly machine this out to be able to make that seal again, which is why I've opted to more than likely weld it to those cases, because I do not want to send this out and pay big dollars to have my cases machined when you guys talk all the smack you want. Yeah, it'd be kind of ghetto, whatever, but this is, think about old school hot rodding. This is how shit got done. This is how new ideas were come about. Yeah, so we'll see if we can make it work. All right, so you guys seen how dirty it was. Looked just like that before. No, I haven't wiped it down or anything, but that's how it looks coming out of the sandblaster. Nice, clean. That's something I can work with. Okay, now we have 2 of these cleaned up. So the plan is, oh man, that's tapered down pretty good. Basically, one of these are going to get cut, and one of these are going to get a hole put. Man, that's even bent. I don't know, this might get a little tricky. I got to figure out how to make this extend out to being 3 long. So, yep. See what I can come up with. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lop this skinny section off, boop, and slide this inside of that, and then weld it up, or at least try to. I don't know. It might be pretty close. Let's see what happens. And if I do screw it up, luckily, I got a lot of spare parts. So I could throw about 10 of these away and not even care. Let's see what happens. So if you guys are new to this build series, I know it's been a while since I've done any videos on this. This is a personal watercraft, 900, 1050, or 1200 cc crankcases, and you can modify them to work in a snow machine, right? Or sled, snowmobile, whatever you guys call them in your region. 6, 7, 800 big block cylinders perfectly fit onto these cases. Also, this is a water pump from like a 97, 98 XC, RMK, whatever, 6, 700, and these are a direct bolt-on to these jet ski cases, right? So these can make really big power. A couple nice things about them is they have bigger reed cages and stuff like that than sleds have. This one I'm basing off 700 parts. This will be a 1050 cc triple, and it should easily make 200 plus horsepower naturally aspirated reliably, because it's all stock parts essentially. There's nothing exotic except for the cranks. You got to splice 2 cranks together, right? It's super easy. This is about where we're getting here. I'm putting this on just so I have a point of reference as to where it's going to land on the cases, and I'm probably going to put the rubber piece on there just to hold it in place, and I can get it tacked up in place as far as this goes, and then I can go ahead and fully burn it in. We'll put the holes in the cases and then weld it to the cases. Okay, so since I don't have holes here, I did have to cut the nub off that to make this sit flat, right? To do that, I'm just using this little quarter band saw that Amber actually bought me for $20. Same place I got I don't know, I don't think I've shown you guys. I got another 6-wheeler, but they were moving and they had to get rid of stuff, and we just happened to be at the right place at the right time. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the rest of these nubs off using that new, to me, saw. Works awesome, looks like shit, super cheap, I love it. Freaking figures. As soon as I got something I like, it breaks. This is fine, but the little rubber deal that goes around this broke. So then it spit the blade. Gosh dang it. I was almost done too. Yeah, well, there that mess is. Holy moly. Trying to TIG weld with a pretty fat gap going on in there. It was tight on one side and a gap on the other. But I did what I can, considering that's my first time doing cast aluminum. So it's pretty ugly, but I guarantee you it'll hold up to 5 psi. So next step, I went ahead and knocked all these completely smooth with my flappy disc. Cleaned these up, found roughly pretty much the center of each hole. So this one's a little bit off, but I know it'll go just up from the line. These ones are pretty close to where they're gonna need to be. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop a hole in each of these. And then I'm going to remove this so I can get around it. And I'm gonna go ahead and weld that to the cases once the holes are put in. Okay, holes are drilled for the coolant to flow through into this. So theoretically this just goes in there. It's lined up. Now we're going to go ahead and weld these to the cases. And probably won't be super pretty because I can't lay a real big bead. I just have to do a little bit at a time, a little bit of time, a little bit of time, so I don't overheat and warp these cases or anything like that. So, but I'll try to make it look good as I can. Alright, unfortunately that's as far as we got in that video. I did not finish welding it to the cases. I ran out of time, had other projects going on with the house and 4-wheelers, basically summertime stuff, and ended up leaving town. So when I get back in town, back home, I will continue working on the 1050, see if we can make some more progress, but you guys are going to have to wait until next time to see that.